beautiful shot at 17 yards through the top and through the bottom of the next lung. It bled quite a bit. Probably about 5 pounds of blood.
I see.
Yeah.
So for the audience,
How long was it?
I'm just grabbing what I tell you at the deer party is the year of the 8 point.
4 2/8. Sorry, first one. Oh, 7,000. Smart. Well, I already had the money in there, so I still had like $900 in my account after I pulled 7,000.
no flannel.
None.
I'm wearing it for him tonight.
I took it off.
I won't work on it.
Congrats, buddy.
Probably harder than it was the other night. I should probably cash it.
Rut kicked in sooner than usual, or some doe started to come into heat sooner than usual. So we kind of missed the beautiful bucks hitting scrapes in the evening, working towards food situation. I feel like it feels like that window, which normally for us is like October 12th, like October 10 to 12 is when it starts to happen, through literally November 1st, November 2nd is when like real chasing starts, like October 25th and November 2nd, like chasing. But it feels like with your deer, Ryan, you talk about your buck was kind of in a running kind of behavior. There's been a lot of bucks that are more interested in does than they should be, and scrapes went kind of cold this year.
Yeah.
And it's strange.
So like.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Deer Shop Podcast, presented by Simon Brothers Outdoors and the Leaky John Boat Company.
Yeah. He went and watched a movie that has a $200 million production budget, and then the next thing he watched was our video on YouTube that has a $0 production budget.
This is the first buck I've shot in over 10 years.
Your track job was the first fun track job. That kind of like, I think part of my life was influenced by that night.
Then you miss him 3 times with a rifle at 70 yards on video and the whole world to see.
That's what Caleb did. 5 years ago, we couldn't shoot a deer at 100 yards with a slug gun. Now you're shooting turkeys at 100 yards with a shotgun.
Joey takes
The shop is closing up.
Make sure he takes all his right antlers. You can't leave anything.
All right, guys. Deer Shop Podcast, episode 118, the re-record, Mr. Automatic 8 Straight, Gavin Gray, myself, Nick Schlau in the shop. We recorded this on Friday night and lost all the audio for some unknown reason. So
That was an act of God.
it was probably an act of God. It started off well, and then by the end of the podcast, we'd kind of derailed. I have the video from the camera with audio from the mic, obviously not studio quality, but blooper reel wise, I have all the stuff from that podcast still.
Can we talk about frozen pizza again?
We can. Yeah, what? Actually, Ryan, you need to adjust your mic up a little bit closer. Let's see here.
Better?
Yeah. There we go.
Good.
There we go. So yeah, we got off. We went super off topic. We talked about frozen pizzas. We slammed a bunch of people that we were making fun of a lot of people that we probably shouldn't have been.
I wouldn't say that.
Nick was making off-color jokes. I mean, we were. It was a fun time, but it just, and then we got interrupted halfway through with the smallest deer any of us have ever seen in the history of the deer shop.
That was small.
With Alex. Yeah, Alex showed up with a doe that he killed, and it's probably in the intro for this video, so you'll see it. But we put it on the scale and it weighed 44 pounds.
It was smaller than the bag of ice he brought it in.
It was smaller than the bag of corn that it was eating out of. It was a deer smaller than a bag of corn. But
I don't think that deer could eat corn. I don't know if it had teeth.
yeah, I think it was still sucking milk.
It's going to taste great, though.
How are you guys feeling today? The weather's crap. Gavin's still probably nursing his hangover from 2 nights ago.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's got the electrolytes. So.
Yeah,
I actually have electrolytes too. I was at a concert last night. I didn't get too tuned up, but I am also drinking the electrolytes. Ethan's actually out hunting right now. We're recording at, what time is it? Noon? 11:30 on a Sunday, and I'll just leave it at that. Ethan's in the woods, getting rained on, pulling an all-dayer, but not an almost all-dayer, but he's grinding. I haven't talked about this on the podcast yet, and I guess now's a perfect time to bring it up just as we're bantering. But I've said it on probably 20 podcasts already this year, and we've kind of talked about it at length. I've talked about it on other podcasts, but by some miracle stroke of, I don't even know, dear God heaven, old Split Ear's still alive.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
And none of us can actually believe it. It's unbelievable.
There's nobody better or quicker at throwing the panic button than you. So
I am the king of throwing the panic button, but I mean, you would do the same if your shooter disappeared on June 2nd and you never saw him again. and then he shows up late October, just crushing scrapes.
I would be more concerned that I had my shooter on June 2nd than him disappearing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a valid point, and I've talked about it. I think we've talked about it in the group chat a little bit. Like, I honestly believe it was due to the wheat, your guys' wheat actually, like the farming family's wheat matured out, started to head, and that food source dried up completely. And it was June, and you just had to go somewhere and find something green to eat because they're not going to eat that wheat once it starts getting stemmy, you know?
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
No, and a couple small food plots is not enough. The acorns weren't ready yet. I mean, he had to completely change his range, I guess, to, find suitable food. And then as soon as rut came in, he kind of came back. But split ear's alive, guys. I've said it 100 times that he's dead, and he's not. I also want to talk a little bit before we get going about rut fatigue. So I was thinking about that this morning. I was taking my morning crap, scrolling through the cell phone pictures. It was November? It's November 9th. Mm-hmm. And like, obviously the guys with tags still. So you, Nick, and then Isaac, Ethan, Dylan, Matt. There is this rut fatigue that's already setting in. And the experts will tell you that we're not even at the best part of the rut yet, calendar wise.
Yeah, we're not.
And we've already been.
I think what's fatiguing this year is the wind has been all over the place, and we've been getting a shit ton of west winds for like the last 10 days, 14 days, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We've been like getting hammered with a lot of west winds, swirling winds, and like every day you're getting closer to lockdown. So like, I don't think, I mean, at my place, I haven't experienced lockdown yet. I mean, last night kind of felt like it, but the cameras proved otherwise once it hit dark. But yeah, it just gets to the drawn out phase, like right now you're either seeing a lot or you're seeing nothing. But here in a couple of weeks, when the younger bucks kind of give it up and the does kind of fall back into feeding patterns, then you can kind of go back to almost standard hunting and just rely on the fact that the buck's going to show up to run the field and check everybody out,
Yeah. So like your actual setups will be meaningful then.
Yeah, because it's just like the dreadful part. You're putting in worthless sits almost, just grinding it out for nothing.
Lockdown can be fruitful if you are able to be right where it's at. But if you're not, talk about, it's November 16th and you're in the stand all day and you see a squirrel, 2 woodchucks, and a fox, But I do think, we talked about it on the Lost podcast a little bit, I do think that the rut kicked in a little earlier this year. We talked about how that window of late October, we enjoy that late October scrapes, field edge, nighttime hunting a lot, and I feel like it went by quick, and like some does came, and maybe because we have so many does around here, some of those older does came into estrus kind of early, and the bucks started chasing in October, which kind of derailed the kind of hunting we like to do in October and made it more checkerboard, where we just got to take stabs at where they're at now because they're chasing does around and it's November 1st, So it's a thought. But me and Chris went down to deer camp last weekend and had a good time. We didn't do much in the way of deer killing. I did get 3 sits in. We did a lot of cabin work, checked some cameras. A lot of the big bucks that we were looking forward to seeing this year are still alive. Met up with the neighbors, all that. So that went well. Actually, that episode is on the YouTube channel right now. So if you're listening on Monday, check out Halloween Deer Camp on the Deer Camp Chronicles playlist. I got to give a big shout out to Brandy Maines and her husband. They sent us some WiseEye cameras last week. They asked if we wanted these 4 WiseEye cameras because they weren't able to get reception at their deer camp. I said yes. She asked me for my address. I gave her the address. The deer cameras showed up before I even paid for them, and then I gave her payment. She sent us a custom picture frame up there that we'll put some kind of cool and or funny picture. It's got turkey feathers around the border and just a lot better than the 99-cent ones I buy from Amazon for all the stuff I have around here.
What's that picture next to it?
Yeah. The picture next to us is one of our other buddies that's still grinding out in the tree. I sent a Snapchat of him putting a stand up. It's actually Gavin's boss, who's super pissed at him yesterday for not showing up.
Oh yeah, he was. These fucking young kids can't drink, and
he let you guys hear it, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
if he was getting out of the woods with his big buck at 2 a.m., he probably wouldn't have worked the next day either.
So Dylan is he's in pure Dylan deer hunting mode. Like, we're not hearing from him often. Like, it's a Snapchat here, a reply here at 1:00 in the morning. Holy shit, these young guys can't drink like we used to. Like, Dylan is in pure I need to kill right fucking now mode, so we're not getting a lot of interaction out of him. Once he kills, we'll start seeing him a little bit more. But
Old Pudgy Blue.
Pudgy Blue, forever nickname. Speaking of, shout out to our cousin Hudson Pavlik. We didn't get the shout out last weekend because the story was still unfolding. But Hudson killed a 147-inch just monster of a buck with his bow on film with a decoy. Just like we said in the Lost podcast, he's a boy who killed a deer like a man.
Yeah.
And just congratulations to him and his dad. Matt was filming him. We're still working on getting them on the podcast, trying to coordinate. All that schedule has just been a pain in my ass, but we are going to get the boys on. The Born Again crew, if you listen to the podcast, you probably already heard all their live updates, but they went to Indiana and went 4 for 4, and Matt killed a 154-inch public land 13-point, and just they had the hunt of a lifetime. And just check their stuff out for that. It was awesome. Aaron Olson killed his biggest archery buck ever, 131-inch on film. You got to check out his channel, Next Step Outdoors. We'll have that story at some time. I don't know if he's going to hold that till next year or not, but we butchered it here in the shop because he wanted to get his picture on the wall, so it was the first time that he ever brought a deer over here. And then last night, I got to give a shout-out. I had to add this one. Jared Arders killed a buck for the first time. And when was the last time Jared killed a buck, Nick?
He killed a buck last year, I think, but it was a small one.
I can't
like
remember.
he's been killing some bucks, but
just his first in a while.
First good buck. Yeah, which
he'd been thinking about it.
Yeah,
thinking about it. If anyone knows Jared Arders, they know what we're talking about. He's got the voice. He's got the voice made for radio.
It's Josh Turner, right?
Yeah, for real. The deepest voice ever. Locally, Zach Click killed a good one. From Medina County Hunters, Jordan Newman, Kyle Hutzel, Tim Ricketson, who was a giant. I don't know if you know who that is or not, but he posted just a giant.
No, I did not.
I don't know who he is either, but congrats to him. Andrew Kime, Robbie Wells, and Dave Kupiak's son killed a buck with white toes. I don't know if you saw that posted on there or not, but it was kind of cool. Down to the YouTube comments real quick. Hunting Carter Hill, thank you for your positive comments. We laughed about this one a lot in the Lost podcast, but our buddy Mark Slick Willie DiBernardo. Every week he's got some off the wall crazy comment, I guess. But this week's was honest question: has there ever been a deer shooting in self-defense? Just wondering if I had to pop one with my 1911, can I claim self-defense?
Absolutely.
Nick is convinced. Nick's convinced it's somebody that we know. I don't know if that's necessarily the truth, but he is convinced that it's someone we know with like an alter ego.
It's got to be, right?
I mean, to me, it sounds like someone who's like a
eats paint.
Maybe more of like a Southern draw kind of guy. Like he seems like someone from like Georgia or something to me. But
hey, I could shoot one with my 1911. Fuck.
Nick, hold on. Nick's fiending right now because the football game disappeared and he's got some bets riding on this, so I got to get.
I just need Bijan to play football. I mean,
you do sports bets?
A couple times.
I don't even know what's going on with this dude. I'll mess with it in a minute. Nate and Arthur Swift and Jeff Coombs all left very positive comments, so thank you guys. And then our old buddy, Jeremy, the podcast, he comments on the podcast, not on the YouTube channel, but the actual Spotify podcast he always comments on. He's the guy that hates Luke. Luke was all anti-fixed blade broadheads, and we're definitely going to talk broadheads later, but we have changed his ways, I guess. His last comment was, great podcast again, update. 2 does down, one with Helix fixed blade and the other with Beast mechanical, and I'm going to use the Beast if I have a shot at my target buck. What's your guys' thoughts on the Beast broadhead? Have you used them yet?
No, I like the concept of them though. I looked into them not too long ago, and they were sold out till like December. So I told myself maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be all the rage within the hunting community as far as using mechanicals. Like a lot of the celebrities and a lot of the people running any type of social media, like they're in love with this Beast broadhead. And
Chris
does anyone have any of them yet? Have we?
I just know Dylan does.
Doesn't Dylan?
Yes,
yeah. Dylan, and then
he hasn't killed a deer. Well,
he's gone for his compound and his
Gullet's a big.
Oh yeah, Gullet brought one here. I forgot he shot his buck last year with one. And he brought it here.
Was he using the Trump ones?
Probably.
I think that the Trump ones weren't out last year. I don't think yet.
Walker
I bet you he has.
Walker had them last year.
Yeah,
really.
Walker's got them. As soon as they came out, Walker got them.
I
Put
don't.
them up on the shelf in the pack.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I would do with those.
I don't
I
know
wouldn't use
anything
them.
about the Trump Beast broadheads. But yeah, you're right. Chris Brackett does endorse them fully. But all right, all the business is done, and we can get to the subject of the podcast. We have two. We did the Lost podcast. Gavin wasn't here; he wasn't able to make it. Probably still nursing that hangover. But we got Gavin on today. We'll get to his Buck story second. It's a good one, I am sure. But we're going to talk first about Mr. Ryan Kasich, Mr. Automatic. As you know, if you're a podcast listener, he's killed a buck 8 straight years with his bow now. All different ways, all different styles. And before we get into this year's story, we'll cap his segment off with this year's story. I kind of want to run through, Ryan, how you've been able to do this over the years in your stuff and just kind of break it down for the audience. So the first thing I'm going to ask, and because it gets asked a lot, people point this out, and we're guilty of it because I'm not much of a hunt elsewhere kind of person, but you've killed 8 straight mature bucks. How many different properties have you killed them on?
What did I say the other day?
4.
Four different properties, yeah.
What are the size of these properties? That's something we didn't cover the other day. You know, some are big, some are small. Like, I mean, what's the range?
They're all pretty small.
Permission pieces?
Honestly, yeah.
Mostly permission pieces?
Yeah. Yep. I have land that I can hunt myself that I own, but
it's not as glamorous as you, like his setup is not, for the painting a picture, it's not a glamorous private piece. He lives kind of in an area that's just not, he doesn't have room to roam, put it that way.
No, I don't.
But you have killed some bucks there.
Yeah.
I didn't ask this the other night, but I was thinking about it when I was going through it again. How many different bows have you had during the streak?
3.
Yeah,
3. Matthews, Hoyt, what's your
I
brand?
started with a Hoyt Charger.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got one on the wall somewhere here, I think.
So the best bow I ever shot was the Matthews Traverse, and I think Nick can attest to that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Phase 4 sucks.
The Traverse is the one you guys wish you could all just kind of go back to, right?
Yeah, I'd take that bow back in a heartbeat.
Could you find them used, or people just not giving them up?
So my brother-in-law has my Traverse.
Okay, well,
and he said he would trade me straight up for the Phase 4.
So why don't you do it?
It's the only way. I might.
So is your bow that you're currently using? Did you buy that, or did you win that at one of the?
No.
So we do the Whitetails Unlimited banquet usually every year. Yeah. We go to that, and you have bought bows in the auction there, right?
Yeah. I what did I get? A 29 V3X or VX3, whatever they were.
Yeah, something like that.
I sold it. It was a 29. My draw is 30 and a half. So
yours on the longer
pointless.
Side. Peep right at the bottom of the cam.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that bow goes to 30 inches. It might.
Let's talk about your 29.
What part of it?
I think we have talked
pieces
about
of
it.
Yeah, we've talked about his 29 at length.
And I bought that one at a Whitetail Unlimited banquet.
You did.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, maybe that's a sign of like the only good thing we get out of those banquets is the knives that we use every year because we have like a pot. I still do. There's like 10 of them in there.
My kitchen cabinets are full of those plastic cups.
Yeah.
I do the cup game just for that.
So I do bring the cups home, but I think I actually leave them here. There's probably one behind me here somewhere. There is. Look, this is this year's, I think.
Ooh.
I use it to pour whiskey in every once in a while.
Dang, I don't have a white one yet.
You want that one?
Yep.
I mean, I'm never going to use it. Speaking of both, Nick, I can't remember if we talked about this when you were on before the season started, but you made a switch. Might as well get you involved here. You're back. You're back to the old Hoyt train.
Yeah, I went back to Hoyt. I went to RX9 Ultra. So
happy with it so far?
Love it. It was like the closest feeling bow I shot to the Traverse, and I shot the new Lift X, the Hoyt RX9 Ultra, that other Hoyt that they have.
Yeah.
And then that new Prime. That Prime was sweet.
Mm-hmm. Did you have an Elite?
No.
What boat? So you've always had just Hoyt or Matthews?
I've had Bowtex too.
That's the one. I knew that there was, for a minute there was a bow in there that was you kind of went off the beaten path a minute there when it kind of got fatiguing all the companies, but you're back to.
I did 2 years I think with Bowtex. I had 2 different ones of those, and then I went. No, I liked the one, the SR6 or whatever. I didn't like, and then I went to Matthews.
Yeah.
Is that when I got Matthews?
We both went to Traverse.
Yeah, loved that bow. Had that bow for like 5 years. That was the longest I've ever owned a bow.
Honestly,
that's the one you killed Ned with, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Ryan, broadheads. I know we talked about this a little bit on the Lost podcast, but you've used Rage for all 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rage 2 blade slip cam like the
Yep.
original.
Just the OG. Yep.
Nothing crazy. You still have? Did you buy them like a while ago and still have a bunch left kind of deal?
No.
Or you're still buying them new now?
I still buy them.
You're still
I
buying
still
them.
buy 2 packs a year.
Okay.
They're harder to find though.
They sell those in store still.
Dunham's does.
Do they? I
Dunham.
didn't know if
They're
you're
like
like
$48
eBay
for
or,
3.
Yeah, because they've over the years I've killed a lot of deer with the original. They're the red.
Yeah,
ones.
red.
No, these are
feral.
gray.
Oh, really?
Yours are gray.
I don't do hypodermics. I don't do any special
'Cause-
tip. It's got that bleeder blade on the front.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I thought they were the red.
The reds are the chisel tips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was kind of going. We all bought the original Rages, but over time they've had the hypodermics, the chisel tips, the
These are just the SC 2.1s or 2.3s.
I mean, they've done a hell of a job.
I've seen 7 out of the 8 die, and then obviously the one we didn't watch die. He died shortly after he went out of sight.
Fun track job on that one though. One of the best. One of the best because that was back. We reference it a lot. That was back when like we were able to just throw everything to the side on a Wednesday night and just get fucked up in the woods and go track a deer. Like Nick
Besides
did,
one of them.
Nick did have kids, but like he was working for himself back then. Wasn't working for the man or nothing. So we were able to.
I mean, I still do what I want, even working for the man.
that part's true, but it was a little bit more easy for the rest of us to kind of just throw off on a Wednesday night. That track job was a lot of fun. What's the biggest buck in the streak? Obviously,
174 and 4/8.
And then 2 years ago, you had the random.
Yep.
160.
160 and 2/8.
Yeah, and that was a deer you had one picture of.
2.
And weren't you hunting? You had 2. That's right, 2 pictures of. Weren't you hunting in Crocs?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
In a tree stand.
I killed my
In a
second
tree stand.
biggest buck in
Yeah.
Crocs. I wasn't in a tree stand.
My headset just cut out. I didn't hear anything.
I'll mess with it.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, our podcast board's getting wallered, dude.
So
We need
the
to get a
the
new one.
160 was killed in Crocs, but the 170 was killed from the ground, sitting on a fucking a dead stump.
Were you wearing camo when you shot that, or did you change into the flannel?
I always have camo on.
Okay, so you're not actually.
I promise.
We're gonna do the flannel hunt though.
That's fine. I'll do it.
Yeah,
I still have that thing. I almost wore it today.
I haven't washed mine from when we went and recovered Luke's buck, and it's nasty. Like it's covered in burrs and still.
Legendary Whitetails makes a
still got all
nice
the
piece
blood.
of clothing.
They do. I have 3 of them. I outgrew one. It doesn't fit no more. What's the smallest buck of the streak?
Very first one was a 120, just a 128 point, probably 3-year-old.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, obviously 8 years ago. That was
2018.
kind of before we were doing the deer shop thing here, you
Yeah.
know, like, so we don't have any pictures. I don't have any pictures on the wall of that one because it wasn't brought here. But what months have you killed during the streak?
September, October, November, January, and February.
You've never had December.
Just those.
You've killed on the first. Have you killed on the first day yet?
No.
But you have killed on the last day.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Or second to last day this past season.
We were talking about this pre-podcast. Would you kill a buck first day like I did this year?
It'd be tough.
It's been tough.
Let's go into you.
I mean,
what did you say earlier?
I said it was very good for me this year, and I've enjoyed what it's let me be able to do. But if I had a chance, would I do it again next year? And it would have to be like I wouldn't, most years I'm killing a 130 class buck with my bow if it comes in front of me, but I wouldn't do it on opening day. It would have to be bigger than my 2. It had to break 150 for me to do it on opening day. Yeah. And I would do it. This is going to sound bad. I would do it reluctantly because I know what it's like now to not hunt just October. And yeah, I can go out for does and I go out and film, but there's just something about being in the woods with a bow in a hand in November, and I'm not experiencing it this year.
Just say you're bored.
Yeah, I mean, not bored.
He's
Stir
on his
crazy.
rutcation right now,
I'm
and he's
going
bored.
Stir crazy.
I like hunting
Daddy
October far more than November, though.
Yeah, November can be stressful.
Like right now, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I hate every bit of it.
Because your deer, not only are you, potentially you're hunting your buck, but he could be a mile away getting killed by someone else and then come right back to you in 10 minutes. And it's a frustrating. November can be very frustrating. We talked about this a little bit. How many cameras are you running right now?
3.
3. And you had 1 at this property?
Yeah.
Yeah. And only 2 are cells?
3 cells.
3 cells. Okay. Are you a Tacticam guy?
Yep.
And you liking them? We have all
until you zoom in.
All 4 of us are using different cell cameras, I believe. What are you using, Gavin?
Why is that?
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're
I
full
still have
eyes?
one Tacticam, but
so yeah, I do in this box down here. If you,
I
want
have
it.
one out.
I have a Tacticam. If you can get this Tacticam to work, someone can have it. I have a Tacticam in the box down here. It's just been sitting for like a year. Yeah, I guess you don't need it. All right, I'll give you an opportunity to do your business here. What scents were you using for this hunt?
Shadow Magic. Shout out Buddy Large out of Alabama. I think he's from.
Yeah, Ryan's officially sponsored by a scent company now.
Thanks to you guys. Yeah,
from the videos in the podcast.
No. Picked out the one guy that shoots deer all the time.
I mean, that's smart play.
Yeah,
I do want to try some, so I'll buy some. I will buy some.
What is this? Can you sell this? Can you sell this to me? What is it?
I can let you use it.
He don't need it.
I got some freebies. I can.
Okay, sounds good.
It works out.
We after the last podcast the other night, we were making fun of Alex's deers being smaller than a bag of corn. We pulled out all the different scents that we had, and we're spraying them on the wall and like trying to figure out which one we liked the best. And we're back to just liking the OG Evercalm. I think smells the best. The Seek one smelled pretty good.
It wasn't bad.
Like
but
it smelled.
How much
proper.
is that little?
Probably like $50. I don't know. Ethan probably spent a lot of money on that, I would assume. The old Lee Ellis scent. Have you used branch butter, Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
It's my favorite.
Really? Because we
is.
use it and it smells like a dead goat that pissed
doesn't smell
itself.
good.
And it's all runny. Like you have to knead the tube. Do you do that?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's like in the more recent this year. I've been experiencing the liquid and not the gel. So I've been every store I go into, I'll pull all 10 off the fucking shelf and shake them all and try to figure out which one's liquid and gel. But I've been striking out. But
people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's shaking us."
Yeah.
I mean, it does smell different than like Evercalm.
I mean, I've had good experience with it. I don't know. I mean,
as long as your cameras as long as they're hitting it, then
yeah,
I believe you. We have a golden rope in there. Have you seen those? It's like a jar.
Yeah.
It's like worthless.
Really?
It's not even in the woods.
Mine's
it's
just
November. And it's in our
I mean, a
shop.
grapevine and branch butter has done me well. So
Nick has decided that he's not doing ropes anymore.
Yeah.
This is the first year he's done ropes and he doesn't like it.
It's the worst my scrape cams have ever
Really?
been. And I don't know why that is. Like, typically I could go and just pick a wispy branch and crack it in half. And don't even have to doctor it up. Scuff the ground and it's getting hit. These ropes, they like look at it and they're like, I get does at them.
yeah, exactly. That's the only thing is like year round, I'll be having like doe and bucks hitting it. That's the only reason I like the.
Yeah, I leave them out all year too.
Yeah.
And, right.
Yeah, maybe my deer just gotta get used to it. But I think I put 4 or 5 out.
You weathered them too, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
left them out in the
Yeah. The rope that I cut them from still outside.
Yeah. I ran the ropes a lot last year, and I just decided I like the grapevine method more.
I had better luck last year, I feel like, with the ropes than this year. I mean, I've been running ropes for 3 or 4 years, and like, I guess I don't notice a difference whether they're like the deer are not hitting the ropes more than they're hitting the regular scrapes, in my opinion. So it hasn't really been any type of secret like positive. You know, I
Yeah. Well, there's that Tacticam video going around of that buck that got the rope like wrapped around his base, and he's like backing up, and it's like a 130-inch buck, and he's like trying to rip that fucking branch off. And the branch is going all over the place because it got wrapped around somehow it got wrapped around the base of his antler.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was only like that long, but somehow he got wrapped up in it, and it's like, okay, maybe that's not the way.
Yeah, I mean that would be disastrous.
Not bad, not bad for that to happen in January, but
yeah, I guess like if you use and plus
talk about a hanger.
Yeah. We use zip ties, and for a while I was using like the cheap ones that are small and like they're easily breakable. But I bought a bag of like heavy duty industrial 500-pound strength zip ties. That might have been a bad idea. Like I need something they could probably break if they have to.
Yeah.
Be smarter. But Ryan, throughout the 8-buck streak, do you normally target an individual buck and key in on him throughout the process of the season, or are you like an opportunity hunter, or does it change year to year?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need.
All the above, yes.
So there's been bucks that you have specifically targeted, like the big one, the 170.
Yeah, if I got him, I'm going after him. But
yeah,
the last few years, it hasn't really.
And it's
hard to find them.
You've experienced the same thing we have. Like a shooter buck shows up at night a few times, and it's a deer but realistically, is he giving you a chance? No, and then then opportunity strikes. This last buck was it's the perfect time to get into it now. I want to start with your shoulders. I know we had a long talk. Like the audience needs the picture painted here about your shoulders.
Okay, my shoulders are absolutely garbage. Starting with I think the first one you were involved with.
Mm-hmm.
That was I was there 6th grade.
Yeah, I think we were playing soccer, right?
No, we were playing football.
Was it football behind the picnic tables?
Yep.
Okay. That's where I got hurt too.
I remember.
Yeah, you helped me with that one. Yeah, we were both there for our injuries.
That's when Caleb had a helmet haircut.
Oh yeah, helmet
Bowl
head.
cut.
And it didn't protect my head at all. It bled like crazy.
God.
He bleeds right through that blonde hair.
You look like a young Jehovah's Witness running around.
I wasn't popular with
Like-
the girls in 5th grade. That's for damn sure.
No, so I broke my left shoulder 4 times, collarbone. Broke the growth plates on my humerus when I was, I think, 13. So my arm's considerably shorter on the left side.
What the fuck?
Your draw length would be 33 if your arms were equal
I'm
length.
so messed up. I go to the chiropractor for my back now, and he says I should be almost an inch taller than I already am.
And you're over 6 feet already.
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
Damn. Save some for the rest
I
of
know.
us.
So yeah, there's 4 on the right collarbone and mashed potato in my humerus, and so there's 2 plates. I broke the first one in half. This second plate goes basically from my sternum all the way out to the edge with 11 screws. I broke this collarbone. It healed naturally, and then I just recently AC separated my collarbone from my scapula.
A little bit of a motorcycle situation.
No, it was a bicycle.
But as a younger man, you were into the action sports a lot. Oh boy.
What's that?
Oh boy. Nick got a cell cam.
Yeah,
picture
we
as
got
we're
to
sitting
fucking
here.
wrap.
You can leave.
What
you
did
can
I tell you?
You can take your headset off and leave at any time, Nick. You're here for the comedic relief, and I have the guests I need.
What's
on
he
here,
doing?
so-
Fucking.
What's that area you got there?
That's not mine.
It's 11:57 a.m. on Sunday. Nick was gonna possibly hunt tonight. It's gonna rain like crazy tonight, and he just got his shooter buck.
What's the wind right now?
So Ryan was into the action sports as a younger man. You did
Yeah.
downhill BMX. You were always into dirt bikes, pit bikes, motorcycles,
Yeah.
4-wheelers,
Wheels.
Yeah, anything with wheels. Ryan was like a master of. You did like your early education was like small engines, so wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Still do it.
So he had his accident. He was unsure whether or not he was going to be able to bow hunt with a regular bow this year, and obviously a crossbow and a gun are not an option for a man on a 7-year streak with a compound bow.
Yeah, I just won't hunt.
So how many times did you shoot your bow this fall before you shot your buck?
Honest?
Yeah.
5 times, just to make sure I could pull it. No, it took me a few weeks to even get it pulled back.
Jeez.
But we forgot about this in the Lost podcast. You didn't start this year with your Sika deer hunt. You went out west. Mm-hmm. So you hunted. Is there anything to say about that? How'd that go?
It went great. I get giddy around mule deer. That's all.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. You were very successful here in Ohio shooting these whitetail bucks. Obviously, we're talking about how you've killed 8 straight years with your bow.
Yeah.
Going out west and hunting mule deers out in Utah, a little bit of a different experience.
Right. Yeah. So
Not that you can't
my
get on.
shortest shot in Utah was 50 yards. And what's different kind of out there in the mountains or in the desert for that matter, they're not at the top of the food chain.
No.
By any means. So they are a way higher alert than any whitetail here. So
Nick's making a move, guys. Nick's making a move.
where are you going? Yeah, I took a few shots this year again. Some long ones. The shortest one, like I said, was 50 yards, and we were tracking a deer that I was stalking that ran away from me. He bumped at 14 yards, and Seth that I went with actually ended up shooting him. So we waited a couple hours and started tracking him real slow in the sand. And
You were lower land hunting, right?
yeah, right at the foothills.
Not doing what Isaac does where he climbs 10,000 feet.
No. So we were tracking this deer. He goes down into this drainage. So we're coming on the downhill side of it, and we bumped one that was bedded under one of the cedars, and he runs down the drainage and up the other side and kind of stops in his broadside completely looking at us. And Seth's already drawn back, like he's thinking this is the deer he already hit. And I said, that's not him. So I drew back, and I'm like, how far is it? And he lets his bow down. He ranges it real quick. He goes 50. And I let one fly, and this thing didn't move until the very last second. I thought I was convinced that I drilled him at 50 yards. So I fell back, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, yeah. And they're like, he went right over his back. Because he ducked and he hit the ground. His belly hit the ground.
So they say that those mule deer don't really do that. And like elk, mule deer and elk, they don't like They're not supposed to really like duck the shot. Oh, that's odd. That is, what's the chance of that? The guy that we're talking about just is calling him at the moment. Seth's calling him. I do want to get Seth is a man that I do want to get on the podcast eventually because he's got adventures. Like Seth has fucking adventures. But our buddy Seth Dickens, for the audience listening, we went to school with him. He just does wild stuff. But how many times have you been out there hunting mule deer now?
3
times, and you haven't got one yet. So
I've shot every time. This is the most I've ever shot. I won't say how many times I shot, but
so this right
I came
here
back
is one
with a lot less arrows this time.
This is one of the best whitetail deer hunters that we know, and he is not one of the best mule deer hunters that we know. Nick's coming back. I saw Nick was out in the shop or out in the driveway throwing milkweed like a crazy man.
Seth call you?
No.
Seth just called. Like while we're talking about Seth, he calls in. The universe is being weird today.
But Seth did kill a really nice 3x2.
Yeah, we got to get. We'll have Seth eventually tell these stories. He's caribou hunted. He's gone bear hunting out west. He's gone. He's done.
2028 we'll be on Kodiak Island with the fucking brown bears.
What are you hunting out there?
Blacktail,
dude. You need to get in conversation right now with Jay and just have him come film you guys because he just loves being out in the wild.
We'll be in Alaska.
That's what you need. So after the mule deer hunt, you went on what you said was an awesome, fun hunt that none of us have ever done, but I want to talk about that a little bit. You went Sika deer hunting.
Sika.
You
got to say it like you're not
Sitka,
from Ohio.
like I'm wearing right now.
Sika.
No T. Okay. Because I'm wearing Sitka right now. I'm one of those
they're
guys.
like really small. They're basically like dark colored goats. But
so the branch butter would work good?
Maybe. We were using the Shadow Magic
plug
bug guard because it was warmish and the mosquitoes are crazy. It's all swamp, marshy. Like,
where'd you go?
Maryland,
okay.
Like the eastern side of Maryland, basically split in Delaware.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was cool.
You said the feeders are on floats. Like they move with the tides.
So we went during the rut, and it was kind of like not the greatest time of year to go, I guess, unless you call. But they were like, we don't recommend calling. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing, which is fine. So the females are called hinds, and you're basically waiting for the hinds to come in to feed, and the stags will follow. And they're, like I said, they're like small, dark-colored, shaggy goats that are probably 80 to 100 pounds. 100 pound is a trophy.
Bigger than Alex's doe.
Yes, unfortunately. Yeah, they're probably that big total, but they're just super dense, and they live in the water.
Okay. They're like aquatics almost.
Yeah, and they bugle just like elk. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah. Super fun. That's the only place you can hunt them. Well, besides those, we talking about those like high funds, weird places in southern Ohio. But they bugle like elk, and they started with, I think, 7 on an island out there.
Some rich guy brought them in or something.
Right, and fenced the island in. I don't know if a hurricane or a flood, but now they're like basically thick as thieves in Maryland.
There's some
spreading
cool
into
YouTube
Delaware.
videos about them online.
I will go back and do that.
They have it's an actual regulated season too. Like they don't treat it as an invasive.
I was just going to ask, is it like a nuisance or?
No, I'd recommend that one. For as close as it's only 6 hours away, and there's plenty of public land to shoot them on.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So you weren't going through like an outfitter, or?
We went through an outfitter, but
it was
just like
though,
we're going to take you to some of our premium spots. But I think the outfitter was only $1,700.
How about we throw Bijan the fucking ball instead of just letting him run it?
Well, we plug your thing in.
So I can't hear.
There we go. There we go. I got you back. I had to turn down when you were going. I'm like, why can't I hear him? But so Nick, are you going to hit the stand or what?
I should.
You should go to the one you hung in that tree.
The dead one?
No. You should go to the one east of the plot. The wind straight out of the west, right?
Oh, it's swirling.
Well, the gales of November, man.
I don't think I want to be west of that plot though, because it's supposed to be shifting. It's supposed to be like a northwest, I think. Well, they're calling like straight north. So
your milkweed I watched through the window did not look north.
No, not at all. So it's supposed to be like straight north, but it's going anywhere from northeast to northwest right now.
Nick actually was so fed up. Nick was so fed up with the weather app on the iPhone that he went and downloaded the one that the boating people and like the actual FAA uses.
Yeah.
Has it been more accurate?
Yeah, it has.
That's good.
It has, but that's what I'm looking at. It's swirling all over the place. So does it really? I was just looking to see if there's any draw. If like I could go.
That's like every different direction.
Yeah, that's what it's been today.
Jeez.
So it's supposed to be switching to a straight north wind,
Right.
and then not hitting northwest till after dark.
A north wind can get you in the plot, but he's gonna.
You got to stand on the south side.
I need to be in the dead tree, is where I need to be, because if
on the old plot,
or I need to go west to where he's been fucking running that loop and coming up in is where I need to go.
So the Lost podcast had a lot of information about Nick's buck. This podcast has no information about Nick's buck. We won't pry that door open, but let's just say Nick is stewing right now because he's in pursuit of an animal that's causing him a lot of ruckus.
Yeah,
you've had 2 encounters.
2 encounters within 30 yards, no shot.
Yeah.
Was that picture sent to you?
Yeah.
Full draw the first time for like 2 minutes behind a tree.
Probably longer.
Yeah, behind a tree, couldn't get the shot off, and then spooked away by a doe the second time. So that's a story for another day. But it's time for Ryan to finally tell the story of this year's buck.
All right.
Yeah, we finally got to it.
So, second sit at that property. New property. Well, last year it was new, but I hunted it twice last year during muzzleloader. New to early season this year, I guess. Property owner is a friend of Nick and I, and he just bought another piece of that, connected, and made it 11 acres total.
Hell yeah. Big farm hunting over there.
Yeah, my biggest piece of property. But I made a deal with him. I mowed him a path to get from the full front half from the woods, basically is just all overgrown field, used to be farmed. And I cut him a path and then cut kind of a diagonal along the tree line to my stand that I had there. And he said, yeah, go ahead and hunt whatever. So I put my one cell camera out there and kind of had the same deer that Seth was having almost a mile away.
Seth's been brought up 3 times in this podcast today. We got to get him on.
I know. First sit was nothing short of cool. It was probably 15 different deer in a 3-hour period. And then we went to Maryland, did that whole thing. I came back, and the first sit I had was that Thursday after Maryland. And I had 10 does and fawns, or 11 does and fawns, something like that, out in front of me right before sun hit the horizon. And from underneath me from the south, a deer came running and stopped underneath my stand, so I couldn't look. I wasn't wearing Crocs this time, by the way. That was the first time.
You're wearing actual boots.
It was a little bit chillier, so I opted for the
Yeah, it was during one of
boots.
the cold fronts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he came out from underneath me, and I didn't know what it was at first, and all the does and fawns started going out towards the road to the north and just kind of stopped and looked back. And then that's when I heard him grunt.
Yeah.
And it was a super deep grunt. And he was literally, I could have spit on him. And he came straight out, and I have videos I gave Caleb.
Yeah, it's in the intro. The audience has already seen it.
He ran out and chased a few does off, and then came back to this old melted protein block that I had in this mowed half moon, and was sniffing on that. And another video I gave Caleb, right before I shot, he kind of was sniffing that block, and he looks up and he chases after another doe. And he came back out again, and I plugged him at 17 yards.
Yeah.
And he went 30 yards directly to the east, where I mowed this trail from the road, and he died right in the trail.
You were able to just back the truck up and load him in?
Oh, yeah, I pulled the truck right to him.
So, 2 things. A, he stunk. When you brought him over
smelled.
here, he smelled. Like, this deer was rutting, pissed on tarsals, black, and it was October 16th. So it was like we talked about earlier in the podcast. There was a little bit more activity early than we were used to. Like that was a little bit more than I would think would happen on October 16th. Yes, some deer get antsy. Yes, scrapes would be getting hit, but like this dude's tarsals were pissed on hard.
Yeah.
Like he was
the way he was grunting.
Yeah,
he didn't just do it once; he kept doing it.
The deer are very vocal this year. We've noticed that on like the trail cam videos and stuff.
Oh, I hear a grunt every sit for the last 10 days.
It's weird when you're a younger hunter, you go out and you buy your grunt tube and you're out in the woods like whoa, making all these noises and you're scaring all the deer away. But as time goes on, you're listening to these trail camera videos and stuff now that we have 4K trail camera videos of sound. deer make a lot of noise. It's just subtle, and there's just a lot of subtle grunting all the time. But the second thing I was going to bring up, for about 4 days, you held the record for the heaviest deer ever weighed in the deer shop.
I put a nice shot on mine, and he bled a lot. So that's all I have to say.
I think we've settled on it weighed 258 and change. 258
Yeah,
and
that's
something.
fine.
And we're running into this problem.
Gotcha.
Isaac told me we got to get one of those electric hoists and put an eye bolt up there or something, because the manual hoists, they suck. Like we can't get it. All of them just kind of suck.
If they get any heavier, we're all gonna suck at it.
Yeah, the ropes all rip. It's hard to pull them up. 2, we're running out of room. These deer's feet are touching the ceiling, and we have everything everything's tightened on the carabiner, and their noses are still on the ground. So we got to move it over a little bit.
Yeah.
But you held the record for the heaviest deer for about
7 days.
For 7 days.
That's what me and Luke have in common. We talked about it.
Yes. Especially the last 3 years.
Either if Luke kills, I kill a week after, or now
if you
kill,
right.
Luke killed exactly a week after.
3 days, 3 years running.
Yeah.
3 years in a row. And like it's kind of weird. Like all 3 of the deer have been all 6 deer, I guess, in question have been really good bucks too. Like really, really good bucks. Luke ended up beating that weight. His was 261 7 days later. And we've only recently, last year or two, really started weighing these deer. And then his deer got beat yet again by Freeman's buck. Freeman's came in and weighed 263. And now three deer in a row have set the record. So it'll take a couple years worth of weight.
He was loading them with weights.
Yeah, Freeman probably had loot and stuff in it.
Yeah. There's weights in these deer.
That's a fucking walleye shit, huh?
We should run it. We got to run like a metal wand over him.
Yeah.
But yeah, eighth buck in a row. Just, you can set your watch by Ryan killing a deer. You got to get that December deer next year.
Okay.
That way you'll be able to hunt all the early season stuff, and then you can kill one in December.
That's like when nobody wants to hunt, though.
Yeah.
That's like the busiest time for anybody's.
And we get fatigued out. Like
kids or not.
Yeah, we don't do much deer shop wise in December outside of the gun weekends and gun season. Like the bow hunting kind of drops down to nothing. But congratulations again. You want to plug your scent one more time?
Yep, Shadow Magic. Buddy Large is his name. Check him out on Facebook.
Buddy Large. It's a good name.
That is a good name.
That's a good fucking name.
I guess he's a law enforcement down
really?
there. Yeah.
Perfect. Sheriff, eh? All right, Gavin. Wild Time TV, Gavin Gray. We've had him.
I can't hear.
I don't know what
there
to
we
do
go.
with my hands.
There
We
we
got
go.
the podcast board's wallered
Yeah,
out. He's got the wallered out
The
position.
Timu podcast board.
This is considered a good one. This is the one you guys run too, isn't it?
It's got high miles.
Since you guys don't use yours, can we trade you and just use your board? Because ours is all getting beat up.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
What do you got, episode 4?
Yeah, probably. I don't even know. No, we haven't done one in a long time. We've been, I don't know. I know you guys are busy too, but we've been busy and just haven't done it.
Yeah, I didn't want.
Kind of fell off.
I didn't
Should have
really-
done one at 2 in the morning the other night. That would have
Yeah,
been
right.
gold.
The podcast board would have been broken in half.
I was only going to ask one time because I have had people ask me, "Hey, is Wild Time still filming? Are they making videos?" And like,
Yeah,
I know
I mean-
I've hounded you guys, but
Yeah.
for the public,
Yeah, I mean, we're still filming and everything. I mean, Joey's moving into a house. I'm moving into a house.
You got a house?
Yeah. Me and Morgan have been renovating a house for the past month. I've been
You bought a
busy and
house?
crap. It's one of our mom's rental homes.
Okay.
So as of right now, we're just renting it
that
out
was
for-
news to me. Well, congrats on that, man.
Thank you. So yeah, I've been super busy. I mean, Joey's been super busy running around out of state and stuff like that. Just been behind the ball. Hopefully it picks up in the next year or so, but for this year, yeah, we're behind.
Yeah, I mean, like once that cuts, I mean, and life never slows down, but once
Yeah.
that stuff starts to settle a little bit,
Yeah.
you guys will just have to make a big push. Just do it like sometime in the summer to spend a week or two together, just
Yeah.
hammering through videos and get all your stuff, get your stuff all edited out and then release it timely the next year and
Yeah.
just kind of go from there.
Yep, that's exactly what needs done. So
We've had you on for your last couple bucks that you've killed on this podcast. This one you said is tied with Bird's Nest or Chub, as
Yeah.
you guys call it,
Yep.
as your biggest deer.
Yes.
And I read your Facebook post briefly, which kind of explained it all, but I'll let you kind of go into the story of. Did you have a name for him?
I just call him a split 3 buck.
Perfect. That's a Nick style name right there.
Simple enough. You don't see
guy-
many
Just
bucks
call
with a
him what
split
it is.
3.
Yep.
Kind of like a cleaner deer, but had a deep split 3. So I just stuck with him. I mean, it's the first thing called him, so stuck with him. But no history with this buck really.
That's my stuff.
4 years prior. Nothing that I could tell anything to do with him from last year. He was on one of my more main farms that I do a lot of shed hunting on and manage, and the whole all summer long intel and stuff like that. So But he showed up. It would have been September 4th or September 5th this year. I got my very first blurry picture of him. He was probably 30 yards from the trail camera. And I could just tell he's got a big frame, and it almost looked like, it was like, I didn't believe it at first, but it almost looked like he had a split. I couldn't tell just with the one picture that I got of him. And it wasn't for probably another 5 days or so until I finally got another picture of him that I could tell that what he was. And I could tell he was a pretty good buck. I had 2 bucks running around on that farm that were probably both in the similar size category. Both probably the same age.
2 150 class whitetails at the same time.
Yeah,
what a feeling that would be.
So the other one was
Died for
actually
that.
the other one was actually a lot more history. Pictures of him since he was 3, shed off him when he was 3.
So he was, I'm
multiple
assuming,
encounters.
in your head, that's kind of probably the deer you were targeting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That other buck was obviously on the list. He was a big 6x6 typical. Starting a little drop, bladed brows. I mean, he could be a little bit more than 150, honestly.
Damn.
I don't know. Some pictures I thought he was 145. Other pictures he looked like he could have been 155. So he ended up getting killed from the neighbor.
Oh, damn.
On a random Tuesday morning, weekday.
Was the guy smoking a cigarette wearing a flannel?
No, he's a good guy.
With a crossbow?
Yeah. He's a good guy. I've been talking to him a little bit. He's my neighbor now. He hunting a blind not far off the food plot, and he ended up killing him.
Yeah, you put in a big, like, how many acres?
2 acre.
2 acre.
Yeah, 2 acre food plot. But yeah, so that was obviously, he was over top of the buck that I ended up killing, but obviously the buck I ended up killing too was a good deer, and he would have been shot the same amount as the other one. So yeah, just like a few sparse pictures throughout September. And then he kind of started picking up like first week of season. So like those first couple of days of October almost, and like last couple of days of September, he started picking up. Like I thought he was living across the road. He would come in like once a week or 2 or 3 times every week at like 2 a.m. So I figured he was living across the road somewhere, just because the block that I'm in kind of is smaller with the roads and stuff. And then he kind of started picking up early October. For like a couple of days, he was hitting my camera every night. And I thought maybe he was moving in, switching his range. And then October 4th came. I got a cell cam video of him drinking out of my watering hole in the middle of the food plot. I think I was either on my way to Michigan or I was in Michigan. And, obviously that was exciting. And then he kind of just disappeared after that. I mean, literally disappeared. The neighbor started sending me some pictures of him on his corn pile in front of a cell cam. And I have 2 cell cams on the farm, 2 non-cells on the farm. He wouldn't hit any of my cameras there for like a week or 2. I mean, when I got back from Michigan, I checked the non-cells and there was nothing. And, obviously it started to frustrate me a little bit, but I figured something would come out of it.
Right.
Another week goes by, nothing. And then, the neighbor sends me a few more pictures of him hitting his camera, but on a corn pile and stuff like that. So I start defense baiting. I put a corn pile out in front of one of my cell cams on the same farm. Absolutely nothing. He wouldn't hit my cell cams, man. Ever since October 4th, it just seemed like he was just avoiding. Like he knew my cell cams. I don't know. One was on a corn pile. The other one was in the middle of my food plot on a watering hole, and he just wouldn't hit him. It was,
yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, it was frustrating me. That's for sure.
I had a buck this year. Not to throw you off.
No, you're fine.
But
someone please chime in.
I had a buck this summer, and he's a good one. He's probably 5'5".
Yeah.
And he came in, and it was like July 27th, and he comes in, and the buck has been there for the 2 or 3 years prior.
Yeah.
And I've always had a cell camera there. That buck came in, and that fucking camera took his picture, and then it switched to video mode. All my cameras picture.
Yeah.
He fucking looked at that camera and was like, nope. Zing.
Yeah.
Took off. Did not get him back on camera. It was July 27th. Did not get him back on camera till like middle of October.
Really?
So, but he had like a crazy freak out reaction to that cell camera.
Yeah, that is weird.
Luke has talked about it many, many times. He's talked about it on the podcast, in the group chats and stuff. He's convinced that when a picture isn't so bad, because like the cell camera will take a picture, maybe send it. You can do a delay sending, whatever, depending on your models. He's convinced that when it switches to video mode, like Nick said, that something about those mature bucks sense it.
Yep.
Either that or it's the second video when like it switches to video mode, takes a video, no big deal, and then it starts to upload that longer. A video takes a little bit longer to upload, and it makes some kind of frequency something, because like it's very noticeable. So Luke, when he's doing his stuff and he's got his cameras out and he's like specifically patterning a buck, he turns all the video mode stuff off, which kind of frustrates me. But he's obviously allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But He's on picture mode only because he's convinced that it spooks the bucks.
Well, this buck made me think the same thing. I mean, I never really heard it like that. I'm glad that you just said that, but that was never a thought in my mind with the years that I've had of cell cam pics.
It's something about sending the video makes
bucks,
them a little bit weird. Yeah.
This year, I with the Wise Eyes, I strictly did the Pic Plus video, and I was loving it, obviously, but I never really thought about that.
Are you running external batteries at all?
No.
Dude,
no, on one of them. On the one that I started putting a corn pile in front, I have a 12-volt battery.
Yeah, they last forever on video mode, like month. Like amazing.
Yep, I haven't touched it, but that definitely that whole theory started having me convinced that that's what was going on for me, at least. I don't know. I mean, the neighbor's camera that he was hitting was a Tacticam, and it was just on photo mode. To the best of my knowledge, I only ever got photos from him. So, but yeah, he. Oh, back.
No, yeah, I was just trying to make it so we didn't hear the putting it back on the head, but it's no big deal.
Yeah. Carry
on.
Yeah, he was. He didn't hit my cameras for a while there. It was basically I would go. A week, he wouldn't hit my cell cams. I knew he was in the area. And then I would give it a week, and I'd go in after a hunt on the side-by-side and go check my 2 non-cells. And my 1 non-cell, probably less than 100 yards from a cell cam with a corn pile. My other non-cell was in the same 2-acre food plot, and he would be on both those non-cells and not the cell cams. So he was starting to frustrate me. I started moving cell cams around a little bit, and it still wasn't working. So...
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about this is like a main topic for us is our cell cams
starting to really frustrate
just
me.
not giving us the full picture, and we rely too much on them because he's there. Your buck is there, but you're just not getting him.
Yeah. So I mean, and every day we'd be working, and I knew he was in the area, and I would be talking to Dylan. He's like, "Oh, where are you going tonight?" I'd tell him, and he's like, "That's the only place you hunt." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's the only place."
Just got burnt.
Two
first round picks, and he just got cooked. Golly. All right, sorry.
No, you're good.
Nick's got that hand shaking with the sports betting going on.
Watch him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard route. That's a tough route to. That's a tough route.
He's crawling on his knees. Broke his ankles.
I mean, yeah, that's
two first round picks.
He just drops the ball in front of him like,
okay. Right. Yep. Back.
Anyways, Big Buck is avoiding cell cams.
Yeah, so I was hunting in there pretty religiously. I was obviously doing it, playing the wind and doing it smartly. And randomly on, I think it was the 23rd, I go in there and he comes out into the bean field, daylight as crap. He was probably an hour before sunset. It was an awesome night. I ended up seeing probably 8 different bucks that night, and they were, bumping does around hard. He came out in the field and he had a different demeanor. He was kind of just feeding still. But he was probably only 100 yards from me out in the bean field. He was facing my direction, but it was coming down to it. I didn't think he would make it to where I was by the end of the night. But Coyote ended up coming out in the field and clearing the whole field, which...
Best case scenario right
yeah,
there.
I mean, yeah.
Did you leave early then?
As soon as he got out, I got down.
I do that all the time. Like as soon as that deer's gone, I'm out because I do not want to be there when he comes back.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he was gonna make it to me, so I told everyone, I was like, it probably helped me. I slipped out right away and I got out of there, and I was like, that's a win. I know he's in the area. That's the first time seeing him. I was hyped up after that. I think I hunted the very next night.
Did you get video footage of him that night?
Yeah. Yep. I got probably 5-10 minutes of
You're
video.
rocking a Sony now, right?
Yeah, I've had a Sony for...
You're doing the big rig.
3-4 years
You
now.
got the fancy shit.
Yeah. Very next night, I hunted the same spot with the wind I was given, just to be able to look over the field and whatnot. Pretty much same hunt. Saw every single freaking buck I had on camera except him. I had a new 5-year-old show up that night. I probably wouldn't shoot him just because of antler size, but I do know he's 5. He came out and he cleared the field of does. It was an awesome hunt. He didn't show up, slipped out, whatever. And then it was kind of dry again for a little bit. The pictures weren't coming in. Every few days I'd go in after dark with the side-by-side, go check the non-cells, and I'd get a sporadic 2 a.m. video him walking by, whatever. And that kind of brought me into the first couple of days of November, and it's just like I'm going out there hunting. This farm specifically has a lot of doe on it, and every year when it comes into the lockdown period, it's just a ghost town for me. I think it was probably Monday night I was hunting there. I ended up seeing 22 doe in like one spike all at one time. Between the field I was kind of looking over, there was probably about 10 doe in that in a spike, and then the neighbor's field, which was probably only about 400 yards from me, there was like, I don't know, whatever to add up to 22, 15 doe or 13 doe or whatever. By very last light, I could tell a buck came out in that field and started bumping them around, but that's besides the point. I was getting frustrated. Lots of doe, little bucks there the first couple of days of November. And then farmer started taking off beans, kind of switched up my pattern. He was hitting fields and I was kind of playing it with hunting the opposite side of the farm, whatever, with him hitting fields at the same time. And I was having some decent hunts. I mean, I think Tuesday and Wednesday I had some decent hunts. And then finally the farmer made it to the middle of the farm. And he was harvesting fields on the left side. Basically in the middle is a big bedding area that I thought he could possibly be in. So I went to the other side of the bedding area. But rewind a little bit, actually, I just remember this. It would have been, what day was it? I shot him on Thursday. So Wednesday night, went in there again with the side-by-side after the hunt. Went to go check my non-cells.
You're a big believer in that, like leave it running kind of deal?
Yeah. So went in with the side-by-side after dark, after my hunt, checked the 2 non-cells. Randomly, 11:15 a.m., he was in my food plot going through the non-cell, running into the middle thicket. First time he's daylighted on camera for me. And obviously if that was on cell cam, I probably would have done things a little bit different, but whatever, I gained from it, got out of there.
What non-cells were you running?
That one was like a stealth cam or something. I got a bunch of Brownings too, but this one was just a random stealth cam. So that night, that's when the farmer was doing the middle of the farm. And then there's probably a couple acre bedding area that I know of. So I went down to the food plot, which was on the north side of the bedding area. I figured anything that would want to go out and feed into the beans probably wouldn't that night because the combine was in there and they'd probably end up coming my way.
Right.
I ended up having a very good hunt. I sent you guys some videos. I ended up passing probably
at first I'm looking, like when he sent me those videos, I'm like, is Gavin going to shoot that deer? Like Gavin has shot deer like that before.
Yeah. But he was probably like 125 inch, 130 inch maybe.
10, right?
Yeah, 10 point. Ended up seeing a doe come out in the first couple rows of corn. There's a bunch of corn matted down from the animals just destroying it. And I watched this doe appear, whatever, and I bino it real quick just to make sure what it was. As soon as I put my binos up to it, I just hear 2 deer start going at it within yards of her. And I just see the tops of corn start going crazy. Shit. Yeah. And by the time it only happened for a few seconds. By the time that separated, I started to see a body of 1 deer go this way and a body of 1 deer go that way. And the one that ended up, obviously winning the fight and following the doe was like 125 inch 10 point. He came right down the pipe 3 yards underneath the tree. And then the other buck was probably like 120 inch 8 point. He cut across the food plot. So already that was a good hunt. It was a win. And seeing 125 inch 3-year-old is a good hunt in my eyes. I mean, it's a fun experience. I'll watch those deer all the time, especially in a scenario like that. So then it was coming down to it. It was getting pretty late. I was standing there. I had a decent hunt. I was kind of just like
in a stand or in a saddle.
In my stand. So it was a food plot stand. It's actually the same stand that I shot my buck out of last year.
Perfect.
Been proven. So standing there, just kind of watching the sun go down. Whatever. It's probably the final 10-15 minutes. Counted it as a win. Said, hey, I'm getting out of here. Just kind of decided that I was probably going to start packing up here in the next few minutes, and it was the end of the night.
Camera lights at a loss.
Exactly. And I hear something in the thicket, river bottom, coming out of the bedding area in front of me, and randomly it was getting dark enough to where okay, a deer in some thick woods, you would probably have to look through your binos to be able to tell what it was, especially when he's at 80, 100 yards, and heard something. It was the first sound I heard in that area, and right away I could tell that it was a body of a deer. So I throw my binos up, couldn't see anything until the deer started moving again and kind of showed itself.
Yeah.
And I could instantly tell it was a split 3 buck.
Oh,
and it was, it was it was coming down to it. I was it was final couple minutes. Instantly knew he was kind of cutting this pinch in the creek bottom or whatever. I've seen a lot of deer do it before. Grabbed the grunt tube out of the bag, kind of looked over my right shoulder facing the opposite way and let 2 soft grunts out. I mean, all within seconds of me deciding it was him. And kind of heard him stop and listen for a few seconds, and then kind of going back to about what he was doing. I don't know if he was bumping a doe because he was making some ruckus in there. So I heard a little bit of shuffling or whatever after those grunts, after a few seconds of him listening. I was just kind of, well, maybe he's not interested. That's a win. I saw him. I know he's in the area. The only thing I was worried about is how I'm getting out. Well, within seconds of after hearing some shuffling, I heard the and I was trying to decipher as to what he was doing, if he was coming my way or if he was going away, moving east to west. I didn't know. And about the time I deciphered that he was coming towards me, it was about the time he was walking into the food plot, and watched him come out underneath these low-hanging maple branches or whatever, and he instantly got to the edge of the food plot. I knew he was right about 40 yards, and he turned and he started walking parallel with the tree line. And I'm grabbing Bo at that time. He looked up at me for a quarter of a second, went back down, turned right, and he started moving, and every step he's taken is a half-yard gained on me.
Okay,
So
I was gonna say he's not going away. Then he's coming. He's coming too.
No, he's kind of going away.
Oh,
No, he's gaining a half yard on me.
Oh,
he's getting away.
So
yeah.
he's at like 41, 42.
Yeah, exactly. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
shit.
So it's like do or die. I mean, I try to hit the GoPro, just hit the record button for the quick capture or whatever, and obviously
Grainy as shit probably.
no, the fucking GoPro's junk. Didn't turn on. The camera was out of the
Been
picture.
there.
Yeah, camera was out of the picture. I mean, I was not messing with it. I pulled the rangefinder out. Go to range. I have a shitty rangefinder, which I'm going to buy a new one. It has a focal ring on it.
You got the same piece of shit he does, don't you? A
got a
Halo
yellow
or
logo.
fucking
No,
Halo.
I think it's like a old bone collector I've had for years. Like it's got a focal ring on it, and it always gets messed up in my vinyl harness. So like
Yeah.
usually I have to at least like move the finger a little bit to focus.
I know.
Well, I tried
know
doing
the
it.
feeling.
I tried doing it, clicked it a few times, nothing. I was like, well, I've been here enough. I know where he's at. I know he's between 45 and 50 at this point. Well, I draw back, or I crank it to I think like 44 yards. I draw back, nothing, and he's quartering away pretty good at this point. I tried stopping him, another step, nothing. I try stopping him again, nothing. Finally, on the third one, I yelled at him.
Hey!
Much. Yeah,
Give him the old hey.
I gave him the loud mat, and he whipped his head back. I knew he was quartering away pretty hard, and I put it back on his body and let it go. And by that point, he whipped his head back and looked directly at me. Let it go, and I knew he instantly kind of started to dive into the woods as soon as I released, and I hit him really far back, and like when he started diving into the woods and I made contact, I was like, holy shit, I just like hind quarter hit him. Well, he instantly dropped, and it was almost like I spined him, and he started thrashing around, and I'm sure you guys have been in this situation. At that point, I'm just like, it's just a blur. I'm freaking out trying to grab another arrow. I'll literally throw an arrow at him at this point if I have to. Like anything, I'll shoot in the direction of him. Like obviously if he's spine and he's thrashing around, like he pretty much thrashed himself. He was right on the edge into the tall grass in like the woods. So like by the time I got another arrow knocked, he's like kind of in the tall grass and in the woods thrashing around. And I watched my Luminok and him get up and get into the woods. Like looking back, at the time, I thought it was like 50 or 60 yards into the woods. Hindsight now, it was like 30 yards into the woods, and basically all over again, the thrashing and the crashing and everything. Like he fell over again and couldn't. I don't know if he drug himself those 30 yards, and I just like blacked out at the time. But he crashed around in there, and I could hear him crashing around for like a solid 10-15 seconds after he got up and made it in there, and I could tell it wasn't making it anywhere. I could hear the noise, I could hear the crashing, but he wasn't going anywhere. Right. And he was in some thick stuff. And then, I sit there and I listen for a while longer. A couple minutes go by, I hear something else, nothing. A couple minutes go by, I hear something else, nothing. Well, finally, I was like, okay, well, it's getting late enough now. I haven't heard him in 10 minutes. I'm going to start calling some people. I start calling some people. I call the group chat, Snapchat audio, called all the Wild Time boys, and I'm talking to them. I'm like, I've heard him a few times, but he hasn't made it anywhere in the thicket. I can tell that he's just crashing around in one area. Finally, I was talking to them. After talking to them for a couple minutes, I hear some really loud crashing. I thought it was final crashing, and I could tell that he didn't make it anywhere in the area. It was like loud log snapping and then just complete silence. And I was like, that could have been good. And I ended up sitting there for another 20 or 30 minutes, and I didn't hear another peep. Got out of the stand, slipped out good. One of my really good buddies has a drone. Like a legit, expensive thermal drone, has the business or whatever. I'm
gonna pause you right there.
Okay.
All right, we're back. Gavin, you heard the buck crashing. You called a drone.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah, I sat there after I heard what I thought to be his final crash. I sat there for a long time and didn't hear a thing afterwards. Ended up, packing up what little I had to take out of the woods and slipped out in an area I knew that wouldn't, bother him at all. And pretty much on my way out, one of my really good buddies has the drone, like I was saying, and I called him and I told him, like, I'm going to need you. Even though I thought it was his final crash and I wasn't going to chance it just with the shot that I saw and everything, with it literally being like hind quarter back.
Right.
He was quartering away real hard, but still. So I called him, and ironically, he already had a customer lined up, a paying customer before me. And luckily, it was another pretty good buddy of ours. that was actually only a quarter mile down the road. One of his little brothers shot a buck that I also had on camera too. So he had to go to the paying customer first, and they never ended up finding that deer. But it wasn't. I don't think it was 10 o'clock. I think it was 10 o'clock by the time he got back and got his batteries recharged up at the farm, and we're all sitting there, chomping at the bit to see what's going to happen before he got the drone back up, and he pretty much instantly got the drone back up. He honed in on a few deer in like the field on his way back to like where the area was that I told him to get to. But by the time he made it to the river bottom, right exactly where I told him where all this went down, it was the first thing he saw. He was laying right in the middle of the creek. He was dead pretty much probably right there.
Did you guys have like a big explosion on video in the shop? Like,
yeah, I mean,
"Yes!"
we were sitting outside freezing our ass off just because it's this farm's not set up with anything like this. But we were all at the farm. We got a little fire going. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Had a little fire going.
Yeah.
Nice little ambiance.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Had a little
I
fire.
like that.
We sat there freezing our ass off for a couple hours, thinking he was going to be back before 10 o'clock. Finally, I was like, all right. Now we grabbed cinder blocks, put them around in the driveway, and fucking found some wood and got a fire going.
Nice.
It was cold, but yeah, it was the first deer he pretty much honed in on in the area. It was laying right there in the creek. I do think that the final crash that I heard was him, expiring. So
Yeah, getting up and doing like a death.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
something ain't right.
He was all sprawled out, stiff as a board in the creek. He ended up after initial impact. So I've come to figure out that initial impact was 52 yards. So
Damn, that's a poke.
that is the
At
farthest.
last light.
Yeah, that's the far. Well, yeah. I mean, so obviously, as you guys know, it couldn't have been too late, or else I probably wouldn't have even seen the damn deer through the peep
Yeah.
sight.
Nick style.
At 52 yards with no sight light. But yeah, so that's my farthest bow kill. And he ended up probably only making it about 40 yards into the woods.
What was the
after-
what was the entry exit? Like,
It was hind quarter. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like very hind quarter, no exit. Probably I ended up getting in there far enough, but I had to have hit the artery.
It's like mine last year.
I got guts, obviously, but with him expiring within the couple hours that we found him, I had to have hit the artery. I'm assuming, and him being right there.
Yeah,
So
I hit straight ham, no exit, and
yeah.
he died in 40 yards too.
Yeah, somehow my arrow actually came out the entrance, didn't break off or anything, had 12, 14 inches of
oh, so it's like truly was an artery.
yeah.
You might have severed the spine a little bit.
maybe
high enough.
I mean, I did. I got through enough to poke the guts. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
true,
interesting.
true
I was going to
artery.
ask you didn't like get the back of a lung or anything.
No,
Diaphragm
not
wasn't
that
popped.
far.
Like
No.
so it was a decent gut job blood wise from that, but
Yeah.
then the middle obviously probably was a little
Yes.
wrecked.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that all went down. 149 inches.
Man, you
Good deer.
you can't break that 150 either. I'm in the same club. bro.
I scored them myself, and I was being a little conservative on a few. It was me and Nick scoring them, and I was like, well, he probably could have go 7/8 here. We'll give him 6/8. So,
Yeah.
but
Right,
I'm also not a professional, so it could
None of
go
us
either
are.
way. So
I wrote down a couple things while you were talking that I wanted to hit on
Yeah.
afterwards. So this is another example of a buck you don't have history with.
Yep.
That's the way it seems like that's the way I kill the majority of my deer is the
Mm-hmm.
same way. Like the deer shows up in the spring. I don't quite know who he is. And
Yeah.
throughout the year, then it ends up going down.
Yeah.
Massey, Traveler, and 7 card for me were the same way. Like I don't know who they were the year before. I have no definitive like history with those deer
Gotcha.
prior.
Yeah.
It seems. I have better luck with those deer because I think they're not used to your patterns,
probably right, yeah.
and they don't have like the historical stands you leave up, like the one on the side of that food plot.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's
That's probably
always
true.
there. The deer that are 4 or 5 years old that have been there for all 4 or 5 years, like they know your
They
stands
know what you're
there.
doing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
How do you like your watering hole?
I love it. So the big drought that we had, throughout August, it was literally like I have videos of the buck I shot. One of the very few cell cam videos I got of him. My watering hole would drop. I have a watering trough in the middle of my food plot. It's a 100-gallon feed trough that I
Okay.
buried flush. They would literally during that drought between not any getting it replenished by any rain and them just hammering it, it would drop literally like a foot to the point to where I have does on their front knees getting down into it.
Yeah.
It would drop a foot in less than a week. So I have videos of the buck I shot, like trying to get down and trying to get onto his knees, and he couldn't like bend his knees enough. You could tell he like started freaking out to try to get low enough to be able to drink out of that watering hole. So that's a pretty cool video I got of him. But other than that, back to what you asked, I love it. During that drought, it was literally like a corn pile. Like it was
Yeah.
like a bait pile.
It's incredibly overlooked how people don't pay any attention to water at all with their hunting. They have $5,000 worth of feeders and redneck blinds, and they plant these crazy food plots. And these guys, a lot of guys, I mean, recently, obviously, the conversation about water is there more, but you put these watering holes in the right places.
I think this is the video I'm talking about right here.
And it's beautiful how many deer on a daily basis hit them. Like,
of course, that's not
wild, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I've had it's done me well. That's the second year that I've had that exact watering hole in front of the stand there at the food plot. Last year, not as much, but this year it was like, wow, I want to put a bigger one in, because I was, during that really dry period, I was having to go back there. And I have an IBC tote that I would put in the bed of the Ranger, and I was going back there once every week and a half, filling it up, and it kind of sucked, but they were hitting it. So,
and those ones are you avoid the midge in those fabricated ones, like the whole EHD conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you have those actual tanks like that, it's a pain because they don't hold water. They don't hold the amount of water that you can accomplish by digging, but no mud. You know what I mean? So there's
so I've had a few people like, oh, you're EHD. I was like, well, actually,
there's a lot of information about that. Then the last thing I've written down, and I know Nick might chime in on this one just barely because he has an opposite view of I do on this, but are you enjoying having that relationship with your neighbor, sending pictures, like conversation back and forth, or is it more of like do you not enjoy it per se?
I'm not going to say I don't enjoy it just because he's a nice guy and he talked to me and he's open with me and stuff like that. And
but does it make it frustrating when he's sending you pictures?
Oh, I mean,
and you know he's got an
definitely,
opportunity
and I don't say that to like for him to hear this and think any lower of me, but he would probably feel the same exact way if it was roles are reversed, you know, if I was getting the pictures and he weren't. But yeah, it's definitely a little frustrating for me. But he's a nice guy. I mean, he's not like us per se with like the
obsession level,
the obsession avid bow hunting. I mean, he did hunt a good amount this year, but it's a one spot blind corn pile crossbow. I mean, from what I see, I don't want to say that just because I guess I don't really know, and I don't want to be a dickhead.
I would say the majority of the weekend, for lack of better terms, the weekend warrior, the casual hunters that just kind of get into it, and I would say the majority of them have just one or two setups like
and
that.
This guy, I guarantee you guys probably all know him just because he is your guys' age group. He might be like a few years younger than you, and I'm pretty sure he went to
we can talk about
exactly. I'll say his name afterwards.
Nick actually hates, and I bring it up because Nick is anti-neighbor. He would rather just not know anything.
No, I'm anti how you do your neighbors, because your neighbor relationships all end up the same. It goes from, hey, let's be buddies, let's talk, let's share, let me help you. Don't shoot no 3-year-old bucks. We're all mad because we're shooting 3-year-old bucks now. Your neighbor relationships all go down the same fucking road.
But I can't.
You know it. Everybody knows it.
But I can't help what they shoot. You know, that's not my fault.
Yeah, but your neighbor relationships always go the same.
Well, you don't have any neighbor relationships.
Fuck
so.
my neighbors.
I
don't share my shit with half the people. I'm not going to tell the guy next door, hey, do you know about this 150, 160 running around? Hell no.
Yeah. And so there's just different ways of going about that for sure. And you can gain information from neighbors, but it can hurt you as well. You know, they can. I've had neighbors. I've been burned before.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had good ones too, and I've been burned.
I think I have one really good one because he's like the guy kills a deer every year, and it's oddly that we're so close, but it's usually a deer that we don't share.
He doesn't muddy the woods.
Yeah, and he's open. Oh yeah, I got him, or
no,
at
least he tells you you're not
like that's
a
good neighbor. But you and your neighbor relationships get all it gets muddy.
It is weird how
muddy.
it gets muddy.
Yeah,
but I mean it is what it is. But so you know, both stories today, kind of similar. You know, I like how. One thing I didn't ask you. Sorry, broadheads.
Okay, what am I shooting?
Yeah,
Rage Hypodermics.
Okay,
it's
so
the only
you
thing
are
I've
Rage.
ever shot. Yeah.
Okay, you've only ever shot the.
Well,
Rage?
I think there was a year that I bought a pack of the Rage Trifins when they first came out, and
those are the big ones, right?
I don't really know.
Do they have like
honestly.
their blades were like bladed almost, the ones that opened?
I don't remember.
I mean, from what I remember, I think they looked pretty similar. The only thing I remember is they had a different, you know, like the old, now they have the no collars, but the old collar wise, they had a different collar for the Trifins or whatever. That was when they first came out. I bought a pack of them. I probably shot 3 deer with the 3 broadheads and destroyed them all. Yeah. So, but other than that, I've just bought the hypodermics. They've done me well. It's usually a 1 deer, one broadhead kind of thing. But
Yeah, they're not really reusable.
I'm fine with that. But actually, I shot a turkey. I shot a fall turkey up in Michigan with the arrow and broadhead that I ended up shooting this buck with.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't do any damage to it?
No, no, it didn't. It did.
I mean, turkeys, there's not much there.
Yeah, exactly. It looked fine. So that's to my knowledge, that is the only time I've ever shot those cheap chintzy ass broadheads through 2 animals.
Yeah,
I mean, they've done me well.
They're not made for reusable.
No, exactly.
The reusable factor, but
in which I'm totally. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all. So,
well, a lot of rage guys sitting around this table. Nick, are you shooting rage this year?
Yep. Well, I might switch one day, but I still got rages, so
yeah, use them up. I have a bunch of rages I haven't used yet either that I'll probably use up for does, but
yeah,
I probably won't get to shoot. I'll probably be shooting them next year too, because I ain't gonna shoot a fucking buck. The race is going.
So, are you getting in the woods after this?
I don't know. Might just go home and lick my wounds. And
I think you should get out there. I think you should get out there.
What else are you gonna do?
Watch football.
Bets are already placed.
No, the bets aren't already placed. So
you can. That's something to do while you're out there.
I got 10 minutes to put bets for the 1 o'clock game.
You gonna
so
let Ethan be out there all day, and you just make sports bets?
Ethan's gonna be at work tomorrow when I'm out there all day in 10 inches of snow.
That is true. Ethan needs to be out there all day tomorrow.
I'm sure he would if he could.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else to add? We went definitely long enough on this one.
Gavin, favorite frozen pizza?
Oh yeah,
dude. I don't
we went.
Actually, I do know. I think it's called Motor City frozen pizzas or something like that. I believe it's
They get them in Michigan. It sounds like.
No, it's not. I think it's either Sam's Club or Costco. One of the 2 big wholesale stores, whatever.
So in the Lost podcast from Friday night, there was this big section in the middle where somehow we got
like a 20-minute pizza conversation.
We got derailed on our conversation.
I didn't even second guess that. I just answered.
Nick
what
started
the fuck was that?
And we started talking about frozen pizzas because he said he was going to.
No, it's because he went home on Friday.
Yeah.
And his buck came in while he was eating a frozen pizza.
Yeah. And then we talked about pizza stones and how DiGiorno's never get cooked all the way.
Nick's got 12 pizza stones.
Tombstones are probably the best. I like using the ones from Miller Brothers. Like
Tombstones are like the cheap ass ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they're best.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, I know. I like them, but yeah. They're like the
That's a
cheapest.
Dollar General
Yeah.
delicacy.
Yeah.
Walmart has those like Sasquatch or Bigfoot brand ones. They're
I haven't seen
huge.
those.
Have you seen them? They're like,
Are they decent?
they're. No.
That shit out of here.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. Huh?
Yeah, no. I'm still a fan of the Miller Brothers cheap $5 thin crust frozen pepperoni pizzas. But
If anybody has any frozen pizzas we need to try,
if you are still
comment
listening
below.
at the hour 20-minute mark and you've got through all that conversation, let us know what frozen pizza you are a fan of because there's many different brands and we all have a different favorite. But all right, guys, that's Deer Shot Podcast 118. We didn't cover everything that we had from that Lost podcast, but that's okay with me. I'm glad you guys stuck around for the re-record. Ryan's buck footage is in the beginning of this podcast if you want to see it. So watch the YouTube version. The Halloween deer camp video is out right now. So if you're watching or listening to this, go check that out. We have an episode that I'm working on right now that has like 4 different buck recoveries and all this stuff and some good hunts from Isaac and Ethan and the boys. So there's actually a hunt from Nick on there too. So stay tuned for that next week. I got nothing. I'm done.
We out.
Wow.
Deer Shot Podcast is out.